Here we go. We got Des Rocs back with us. Man, how you been?
I'm good. How you been?
I've been great. It's been a few years since you came here to the studio and played for us, and I've been happy to get you back on because I mean you got new stuff out and you're doing good things.
Thanks, man. I distinctly remember coming in. You gave me a T-shirt, which I wear to this day, so I appreciate it.
There you go. Awesome. Glad the shirt is still getting used.
Sure.
Well, yeah. I mean, since then, I like I said, you've obviously been doing a lot of stuff, but the big thing you have going on now is you're in a video game. I mean, not you, but
I'm full Tron. I've been digitized and I'm in the console myself. Yeah. But yeah, we were fortunate enough to have the first single also be the intro song for the new Borderlands 4 game.
yeah. So I mean, are you a gamer or is this a thing that came together because you're a gamer, or was it just kind of like, okay, well, this is cool. I want to do this.
I'm not much of a gamer. It's a whole foreign entity and fandom that, while I profoundly respect, is very much like not kind of my universe, which is honestly what made it that much more exciting to me from an artistic perspective. Like I love jumping into things that are very much outside my realm.
Yeah. So now, have you played the game since it's been out?
No, I don't even have a PlayStation, a PS5, or a computer that could game. I have a copy of the game
All right.
in the studio behind me here,
There you
but
go.
I do not have it.
You're gonna have to get invited to some friend's house so you can at least see the beginning of it and be like, there I am.
I know. I haven't. Yeah, I've only seen it on YouTube. That's funny. I haven't seen it actually in game.
Nice. Yeah, I'm not much of a gamer either. I mean, I used to be back in the day, I mean, like Mario Kart and stuff like that, but never really got into it beyond that. But still, to be able to take what is a very successful, huge game and put your song on it has to be a thrill.
Oh, it's so exciting. Yeah. I mean, I've got Mario Kart behind me here on N64 myself, and I was
There
always
you go.
who's your go-to character on Kart?
Man, I was always simple. I always just win Mario.
Wow. I think
Yeah.
it's like a Rorschach test. I think it reveals a lot about one's personality. I don't know what it means, but I'll think about it.
Who's your person?
I'm Princess Peach always.
Always. All
So,
right.
so
All
light and agile. She just flies on that course.
right. Well, yeah. So, speaking of the song, I mean, it's you. Like the first time I heard, it, I'm like, okay, this is Des Rocks, but I'm also like hearing the evolution of just you growing and doing different things than what you did last time. Which, as an artist, that's what you want to do. You don't want to put out the same stuff. So when you sat down to build this one, because you built this for the game, correct?
Yeah, it was kind of like a lot of the themes or stuff that I was actually exploring in the record itself, and a lot of the musical ideas. It was all kind of happening at the same time. They reached out right as I was writing my album, so it worked out perfectly.
Okay. So talking about writing the album with this new song, where are those themes and styles and sounds of Des Rock's going?
Well, thematically, a lot of the new music is about inner struggle. I mean, it always has been to a certain extent. But specifically with this body of work, I kind of use war itself as a symbol for the war within. And it's a theme that I explore quite a bit. And sonically, I'm just always I'm constantly exploring, to be honest. There's gonna be a lot of the songs on the album that I think people are gonna be not surprised, but they're like, wow, this is a really different direction to explore than what's typically explored. And I think it's really important because I don't want every song to be like a big riff. You know what I mean? Like big riffs are more impactful when they serve a place and a time, and when they come at the right time, especially in sequencing an album. So there will be a lot of songs that cover a lot of different territory in this album.
Nice. Well, when you were here last time, you played and it was just you and the acoustic guitar. And I told you that I'm like that was phenomenal. Like honestly once in a while I still bust out those live recordings and play them on the air because I'm just like they're good. So if I'm in the mood, I'll drop it in there. So when you're talking about the sonically not always having the big riffs, is there some more of that where it's like you're pulling out like an acoustic thing or something?
Oh yeah, there will be some songs that explore more acoustic driven territory for sure, and more ballad driven territory for sure, as far as pacing and instrumentation are concerned.
Okay. Now, as far as getting out on the road and playing these songs, we got to get you back here. We know that. I'll talk to the
100%.
people that talk to the people. But for you getting out on the road, I mean, it's been a while since we've talked. I mean, have you been out there playing it? What have you been seeing out there as you're continuing your journey?
Well, I've only played this land twice live because I'm
Okay.
not on tour at the moment. We're just in a couple one-off shows. But it's really cool, man, because when you make a song like that, you kind of envision, oh, and then I want the audience to sing back this part. And then often it's not the part you expect, to be honest. It gets sung back to you. And it was really cool to have kids singing along, and the song only been out for a day or so at that point. And it was super special.
That is very cool. And so, as the artist, when they're singing back the part you weren't expecting, then in your head, are you like thrown off? Like, oh wait, this is the part I have to back off and get the audience involved. And how do you adjust on the fly?
A little bit. And I also think it's revealing because, you think of yourself as like the master of your own art. It's like I created this, so I know how this is going to resonate with people. But it's kind of humbling in the sense that you have no idea how people will interpret anything you do. And in fact, once it's out, you have zero control over that. And that was like a kind of interesting realization.
Hmm. That is. I mean, you never. I guess from a listener, a fan standpoint, you never really think about that. Where it's like you have one expectation, but we're not expecting what you're expecting. So we're just in the moment, obviously, and you're in your moment. But to make that connection, as again as a fan in the audience, you never really think about that.
Totally, and the audience has the benefit of first impression, which I don't have. I tinker with first. It's like a sketch, basically on a piece of paper. It's almost like the musical equivalent of a doodle, and then that grows up to be a demo, and then that demo grows up to be a rough mix, and then that rough mix grows up to be a master. And I see the child grow up from infancy to adulthood, and therefore, just like any other parent, you have a completely different perspective on your child than somebody else is meeting a fully grown and formulated 30-year-old man for the first time.
Right. That's an interesting way to put it. Um, so Des Rocks, I mean, I'm talking here like we're old buddies and everything like that. But I guess for people that are just joining into the conversation of who you are, and they saw that on the title I said Borderlands 4, and they're all into gaming, and they want to meet the person behind it and stuff like that. I mean, what is it for that person that they should explore beyond the theme for Borderlands 4 that makes them go, okay, how am I going to connect to Des Rocks? Like for that person just finding out you.
Man, I think if you really want to like connect with Des Rocks, I would listen to my first album, which is called The Real Good Person in a Real Bad Place. Record completely bombed, didn't do anything. I got dropped from my label about 3 weeks after it came out. And that record to me is like it's like a mission statement of who I am. You know what I mean? You listen to that front to back, you just get a really good sense of who the artist is. And then anything after that is very much like building on that foundation. It's like, okay, this was the introduction to who I am musically and kind of all the things bubbling inside of me. And now here's where I want to go. Here's all the avenues we can explore from there. So Dream Machine was really this kind of like larger than life, like rock and roll Disneyland experience. And now heading into the next body of work, it's going to explore a different one of those branches. It's almost like the Game of Thrones spin-offs. We're like exploring all these different storylines that we can follow. So yeah, that's a very long way of answering your question. And then there's also the music before that first album, kind of like the EPs era, which is very much like Baby Des, and that's just me just figuring out who the hell I am before I was able to like really articulate it myself.
Sure. I mean, for someone that's, just joining in, you've been doing this for a while and been doing it in the studio, but also out on site for a while. I mean, you've shared the stage with some mighty bands before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we've been grinding and we've been at it for a minute. Started Des Rocks in 2018, but I was also in bands for an entire lifetime before that, grinding it out and doing the same sort of thing where you kind of hiking up the mountain and then you fall off and you go back to the beginning and doing that over and over and over again. That's very much like that whole journey leading up to everything I have done is very much just in the spirit of what Des Rocks is.
Yeah, yeah, and that's I think your journey, like you said, starting back at the first album, that's how a fan will make more of that connection because they're going to enjoy the music, but learn who you are. And we as fans, we connect with bands obviously because we like the music, but we connect with the people as well.
For sure. I think that personal connection is the most important part. And like you as the audience analyzing the intent behind the artist's art. And I think that's what makes music so special for me, for sure. Like obviously there are songs that are just like, oh, that's crack. That's so addicting. That's a great hook. That's a great line. But the stuff that stays with you, the kind of stuff you get tattooed in your body, that comes from a different place.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. You're not getting a tattoo because of a great hook.
Definitely not.
Hopefully not. Who knows? You do
But the
you, right?
melody, dude, in the music notes of what the hook is. Yeah.
There you go. Awesome. Well, Des, man, it was very cool to see the song come out on Borderlands 4, and it's an awesome song. Happy to be playing it here. And yeah, anything in the underworks that you probably can't fully talk about though about hitting the road? Because like I said, I'd love to have you in the Quad Cities.
A ton, a ton. I mean, we're just in the planning phases right now and hopefully getting ready to announce some things before the end of the year, I hope. But we're going to be playing a lot next year, so stay tuned.
Beautiful, cool. Well, when that happens, hopefully it's here or somewhere around here. We can get more people seeing you and seeing what you can do. Because man, it's what you do on recording is fantastic. What you do live, from just the brief moment I saw, is the next level.
Thanks, Ryan. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Yeah, go check it out if you haven't read the story or whatever already. Borderlands 4, This Land, Des Rocs, awesome stuff, man. Appreciate you.
Thanks, brother. Have a good one. I'll see you.